Okay, so good morning, everyone. So I am actually in Sweden visiting my parents right now. So it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon here. So this is kind of cool with Zoom that we can stay connected even though we are in two different countries. Okay, last week the title was Patience is the Antidote. And the two concepts we worked with was stuffing and sense of wonder. And this is my reflections of from last week. So stuffing, that's the image. And the words that came up for me was disgust, throw up, regret, confusion, uncertainty, not safe, worry. And sense of wonder, different, that was the image. And the words floating in perfect harmony, safe, balance, I am, bubble, and then the last one, don't burst the bubble. And the idea with these reflections is to gain more self-awareness. So that's the idea. So this might not mean anything to you, but it can give me guidance to who I am. And maybe it will help you too. Okay, so today, let's see what Pema has to teach us today. So the little text that I wrote, I picked, is called Positive Shame. Shame is a loaded word for Westerners. Like most things, it can be seen in a positive or negative light. Negative shame is accompanied by guilt and self-denigration. It is pointless and doesn't help us even slightly. Positive shame, on the other hand, is recognizing when we've harmed ourselves or anyone else and feeling sorry for having done so. It allows us to grow wiser from our mistakes. Eventually, it dawns on us that we can regret causing harm without becoming weighed down by negative shame. Just seeing the hurt and heartbreak clearly motivates us to move on. By acknowledging what we did, cleanly and compassionately, we go forward. Okay, so from this text, we're going to pick two concepts, and I actually just picked positive shame and negative shame. So what I'm hearing is that positive shame leads to self-awareness and change. I learned something from what I did, and then I change and I do better. And negative shame, just I feel guilty and heavy, and I don't change my behavior. That's what I'm hearing. So positive shame leads to self-awareness and change, and negative shame leads to guilt and being stuck, kind of stuck in the same pattern. Okay, so find your seat, sitting up tall, and then starting to move the feet. You can look at the toes, look at the heels. Maybe bring awareness to the soles of the feet, noticing the physical connection between the soles of the feet and the ground. And then if you want to, you can bring awareness to your breathing, noticing the inhale, noticing the exhale. And then come to stillness. Find your two sitting bones, two strong sitting bones, and maybe allow the sitting bones to symbolize the two concepts that we're working with. So one is negative shame, where we stay in guilt and we are kind of stuck. And the other one is positive shame, where we acknowledge what we did, and then we change our behavior. So negative shame on one side and positive shame on the other. So just, and that is like this black and white idea we start with. And of course, there are areas in between, colors in between. And then finding the balance in between, sitting up tall, maybe use your fingers to gently tap on the crown of your head. Imagine how you open up that shushumna, that core of you, and allow the breath to move in your shushumna, your chimney, or the core of you. And that's the idea, is that's how we stay connected to the earth and the universe, and actually everyone else in the universe or in the world. You can keep your eyes open and closed, and then use your breath to kind of clean your shushumna. Inhale up, exhale down. Imagining how the breath is cleaning and clearing your shushumna and increasing your connection to the earth, the universe, and other beings. And then eventually place your hands on your knees, and then starting the cat-cow movement. We want that shushumna to not only be clear and clean, we want it to be flexible too. And maybe notice how your breathing follows your body's movement. So when do you inhale and when do you exhale? And is that breathing pattern helpful? If it is, continue it. If it's not, change it. So what I heard in the text from Pema, we can injure ourselves or others. And when I gain insight into what I'm doing, and if that's hurting me or injuring me, I have a choice. I can keep on doing it, or I can change my behavior. And then coming back to neutral, look at your hands, blinking, bubbling stars, blinking, bubbling stars. All the way up, clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows, breathe. Into the nose and out through the mouth. And then reach and reach and reach and reach. And then reach and turn and open up the arms, look behind you, breathe. And maybe think about a situation in the past when you felt negative shame. Think about a situation when you felt or experienced negative shame, guilt, self-denigration. And then release, shake it out, lift the shoulders and release a few times. And then look at your fingers, open and close, blinking, bubbling stars. All the way up, clasp the way that feels funny. Turn it over, straighten the elbows, breathe. Into the nose and out to the mouth. And then reach and reach and reach and reach. And then turn, open up the arms, look behind you. And this time, think about a situation with positive shame. Positive shame. When you saw something, realized it injured either yourself or someone else, and then you acknowledged it, and then you changed your behavior. And then release, shake it out, lift and release the shoulders a few times. Okay, arms in cactus, and then gently twist from side to side, gaining more perspective, seeing situations from different perspectives. And then we all have patterns. So if we know that, so sometimes we swim with our patterns. It's easier to keep on doing what we've always done. That's like swimming with the current. And then we can practice swimming against the current. It's going to be harder, but it will eventually create more balance. Okay, and then allowing the opposites to meet. So allowing the opposites to meet. So what happens when negative and positive shame meet? What happens? Imagine positive and negative shame getting together for a quick meeting, or maybe a long conversation. Stay there, stay there. Try the other side. And then go cross the midline, crossing the midline. And then stay in that difficult conversation. So staying in that difficult conversation. And then try the other side. And then we're going to try all four. So leaning back, picking up both knees. You can lean back in your chair if you want to, or you can balance. That's your choice. You can stay here. You can open up one leg, the other, both legs coming into a regular boat posture. So finding your version of boat posture. And then releasing back down. Okay, so with a wide and stable stance, we can safely explore these ideas. So today we're working with negative and positive shame. So on one side, there is negative shame like guilt and self-denigration, and the other one is positive shame, acknowledgement, and change. Acknowledgement, motivating us to do different. So negative shame and positive shame. So starting with the black and white. So what does negative shame actually mean, and what does positive mean? And just acknowledging that we have these two different concepts could be a step forward. And then what lies in between these two bookends? What lies in between all these bookends? These two bookends? All right, and then coming back to neutral. Look at your hand. We're going to start with negative shame. So think about a situation where there was negative shame. Pick a color, dip your fingers in the paint, and draw that picture. So draw the picture of negative shame. And then release that image. And then go to the other side, the positive shame. So think about positive shame, give it a color, dip your fingers in paint, and then draw that image. What does positive shame look like to you? And then explore that with your body and with your imagination. And then release. We're going to jump the feet together into Tadasana, and now we're going to write the story. So look at your toes, spread the toes, dip your toes in ink, and write the story of negative shame. Write the story. What's going on? What happened? Who was there? Write the story of negative shame. And then step out wide, elbows to knees, fingertips together, breathe. If you want to, you can breathe into the nose and out to the mouth. You can stay where you are. If you want to, you can release the hands down and maybe drop the head. Inhale, come back up. Place the foot on the knee. Use your fingers to open up the toes. Gently guide that right knee out wide. Notice any tightness in your body, probably around your right hip. And you can imagine those as stories stuck in your body. Could be a negative shame. So one way to handle this is to use your breath to gently rinse and clean and release any stories of, for instance, negative shame. And then slide the knees together. Whatever leg is on top, that arm goes under. Give yourself a hug. And then find your way to eagle posture. You can close your eyes. And now this eagle is filled with negative shame. So look at that eagle filled with negative shame. What does it look like? What's going on? What is the eagle thinking and feeling? And then let that bird fly away, fly away, fly away. And then look at your left toe, spread the toes, dip your feet, the toes in ink, and then write the story of positive shame, positive shame. When we acknowledge that we did something that injured either ourselves or others, and then that motivated us to take action and do something different. So write that story. And then step out wide, elbows to knees, fingertips together, breathe. into the nose and out to the mouth. And then place the left hand on the floor, the right hand on the right knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to look up towards the sky. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, push into both hands to come a little deeper into the twist, gaining a little bit more perspective. And then maybe let the top arm come up. And then let the arm come, thread the needle so the top arm comes down, and find your the opposite ankle. Walk the left hand shoulder, drop the head and look under your armpit. Inhale, come back to neutral. Place the right hand on the floor, left hand on the left knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, look up towards the sky. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, push into your hands. Maybe let the top arm come up. And then let that top arm come down, thread the needle, find the opposite ankle, walk the right hand forward, look under your armpit. Inhale, come back to neutral. And then come all the way up. Place the left foot on the right knee. Use your fingers to open up the toes. Gently guide that left knee out wide. And then slide the knees together. Whatever leg is on top, that arm goes under. Give yourself a hug. And then find your way to eagle. And this eagle, this bird is filled with positive shame. Positive shame. So look at it. What does it look like? What's going on? What happened? How does it feel? What is it thinking? An eagle that acknowledged wrongdoing and then used that as motivation to change its behavior. And then let that bird fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away. Back to a wide and stable stance. Blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clap the hand, turn them over, straighten the elbows. Breathe. Now the arms are your wings and the fingers are your feathers. So lengthen and spread out those wings and then fly away, fly away, fly away. And you can go anywhere you want, anywhere you want. And palms come up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale, dive deep. Inhale up. Exhale, dive deep, and then bring the hands behind you. Stay there. Now kind of scan your arms and shoulders and back and find areas of tightness. Imagine that this could be negative shame stuck in the body. And then use your breath to clean it out. Clean it out. Find it, look at it, clean at it, and then eventually allow it to dissolve and release and disappear. And then release the right arm, shake it out, bring it up and over. And then release that arm back. Release the left one, shake it out, bring it up and over. And then release both arms, shake it out, maybe roll the shoulders a little bit. Okay, we're gonna build strength in the legs, so bring the feet a little closer to you. Big inhale. Exhale, push into the earth and come up to standing. And I'll do 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Shake it out. We're gonna do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Push into earth to come up to standing. I'll take the same number. 1, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Rest for a while. Take a few breaths. And then big inhale. Exhale, push into the earth and come up to standing. And this time we're gonna stay up. Okay, we're gonna start with breath of joy. So starting with your arms out wide, inhale for 3. Inhale 1, 2, 3, release. Inhale 1, 2, 3, exhale. Inhale 1, 2, 3, exhale. And then let the arms go. Let the arms go. And you can turn around, you can dance around. And then eventually allowing the opposites to meet, positive and negative, shame, getting like a little quick meeting there. Crossing the midline. And then eventually finding position of power. Position of power. Place your hands on solar plexus. Bend your knees. Inhale to solar plexus. Exhale out into the world. Inhale into your center of power. And then exhale and Spread your power out into the world. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And stay open. Stay open. Place your hands back on your hips and then start building external support. If we are going to create world peace, we're going to need some external support. That's for sure. And then lean and lift. Lean and lift. Breathe. Stay with it. And then the other side. Lean and lift. Stay with it. And then when we are in perfect balance, we take skillful action. Skillful action. Okay, now we're going to push away negative shame to make space for positive shame. So imagine negative shame, give it a color, a shape, a form, texture, and then push it away. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And there are days when you're going to give in and it's going to come back closer. And then you are going to find strength from solar plexus and push it away, push it away. Maybe use your legs to kick it away. And eventually you win. You win. And allow that space to fill with positive shame that motivates change. Okay, we're going to celebrate that with 3 sound salutations. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. That was 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back. Exhale down the midline. And then stay there, holding your own heart in between your hands with self-love and self-compassion. And release. Okay. Starting in mountain posture. Inhale to chair posture. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left. Right heel comes back. Take a big step back. Create that wide and stable stance. Both hip bones are facing forward. And when you have that wide and stable stance, that's when we come up to warrior 1. Maybe bringing the arms up too. That's your choice. And then releasing the arms to your back pockets. Now, bring your awareness to your heart space. And then allow your heart to lead the way into warrior 3. You can use the chair for support, or you can bring your arms out wide. Or maybe something else. Nope, not today. And then eventually find your way back to Tadasana. Let's try the other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight, left heel comes up. Take a big step back. Create that foundation, that stable foundation. Both hip bones are pointing forward. And then building warrior one. Releasing your hands back to your back pockets. Bring your awareness to your heart space. What does your heart truly desire? And then go for it. Go for it. And then finding your way back to Tadasana. Stepping back to warrior two. Inhale to chair. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight. Take a big step back. Open up the pelvic halves. Finding warrior two. Flip the front hand, reverse. Come back to warrior two, move into extended side angle. Back to warrior two one more time. Hands on your hips, straighten the front knee, release the hand down and then to the chair, Trikonasana. So the left hip is moving back and up, back and up. Push into the base of that big toe. Gaze comes up, hand comes up. And then bring the hand down, gaze down, rebend that front knee. Last warrior two on this side. Hands on the chair, stay there. And then transfer the weight forward, finding Ardha Chandrasana, half moon posture. And then slowly find your way back to Tadasana, mountain posture. Okay, let's try the other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight, left heel comes off. Take a big step back. And then creating warrior two, perfectly balanced in the present moment, in between the past and the future. We are right here in the present moment. Flip the hand, reverse the warrior. Transfer the weight forward, move into extended side angle. Come back to warrior two. Hands on your hips, straighten the front knee, release the hand down. That right hip goes back and up, back and up. So back and up. Gaze comes up, top arm comes up. Push into the base of the big toe, the front big toe. Push into the base of the big toe. Hand comes down, gaze comes down, rebend the front knee. And then place the hands on the chair, wait there for a moment. And then when the time is right, moving into Ardha Chandrasana. And you can use the chair for guidance and support. And then slowly come back to Tadasana, bend the knees and come back up to standing. Okay, tree posture. So starting in Tadasana, you're at the top of the mountain, and even at the top of the mountain, there are crevices and places where things can grow. Drop the seed, transfer the weight, allow the roots to grow wide and deep, and then create your version of tree posture. So your version of tree posture today. And then finding your way back to the top of the mountain, drop another seed, allow it to root, transfer the weight, and then build a tree on the other side. And maybe this tree looks exactly the same, or maybe it's very different. Your choice. And then slowly coming back to the mountain. Okay, so your feet a little wider than your hips, hands on the chair, spread the toes, release the knees, close. Allow those toes to open up. If you want to, you can sit back on your heels for a moment if that's helpful. And then look at your thumb. Pick the color of negative shame. Pick the color of negative shame. Do a big circle. Give the heel a dot. Poof. Look at the other thumb. Pick the color of positive shame and draw a big circle. Give it a dot. And then mix the two colors. Mix the two colors. Draw two big circles. Place your hands in your back pockets, or if you want to, on your heels. For camel posture. And then release, untuck the toes and find child's posture, either with your legs knees closed or wide, your choice. Inhale, come back up. Clasp the hands, create that support, tuck the toes, lean into it. Bring the knees off and find your way to dolphin posture. And then bend the knees and slowly come back up to standing. Okay, now we have done the physical practice and some breathing practice, and hopefully getting more ready for seated meditation. So I am going to read. I'm going to read from Pema Chodron's book again, and then we do seated meditation. Positive shame. Shame is a loaded word for Westerners. Like most things, it can be seen in a positive or negative light. Negative shame is accompanied by guilt and self denigration. It is pointless and doesn't help us even slightly. Positive shame, on the other hand, is recognizing when we've harmed ourselves or anyone else and feeling sorry for having done so. It allows us to grow wiser from our mistakes. Eventually, it dawns on us that we can regret causing harm without becoming weighed down by negative shame. Just seeing the hurt and heartbreak clearly motivates us to move on. By acknowledging what we did cleanly and compassionately, we go forward. Okay, so we have about 10 minutes. So find your seat, sit up tall. Bring your awareness to your breathing. Notice the inhale. Notice the exhale. And then I'm going to be quiet for about 9 minutes. Here we go. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, move your head from side to side. Take a deep breath in, let it go. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with self-love and self-compassion. Gently bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Thank your inner guides, your past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Open your eyes, raise your gaze, and thank you so much for practicing together this morning. Namaste. And now, if you want to, it's time for your reflection. So the title was Positive Shame. The two concepts that I chose to work with was positive shame, which is acknowledgement, acknowledge, and use that as a motivation to learn, get wiser. And negative shame was guilt and self-denigration. So then we have the structure, which makes it a little easier to spend the next 5-10 minutes simply reflecting and noticing what comes to you, what kind of insights come to you, and that helps us to increase our self-awareness. That's the idea.